Hello and welcome to What the Fort. Today we're on an industrial site on Dartmoor. This amazing complex is Powdermills, a gunpowder factory near Postbridge. The site was established in 1844 by George Frean, a wealthy Plymouth man, for the production of gunpowder for the mines and quarries of Dartmoor.
The site is located around a mile from Postbridge in the middle of Dartmoor. It sits in the valley of the Cherrybrook River. Material had to be brought to the mill for production, and the finished gunpowder was transported in cartridges or barrels to local mines and quarries.
So what is gunpowder? Gunpowder is a mixture of charcoal, sulphur and saltpetre, also known as potassium nitrate. The charcoal probably would have been made using trees grown on site, but the sulphur and saltpetre would have had to have been brought in. To make the final gunpowder, the ingredients have to be ground, mixed, blended, incorporated, pressed, dried, dusted and packed for transportation.
18 different buildings set within an enclosure wall make up the site. The large number of buildings reflect the number of steps involved in gunpowder production. The buildings are spaced out over a large area, which was planned on purpose in case one of the buildings exploded, with the likelihood of others being destroyed decreased because of the distance. Water was hugely important to the gunpowder production process. The leats across the site powered the many large pieces of mill equipment needed, and it was also used to cool the charge and reduce the risk of explosion. Shortly after the mill started to be used, it was discovered the water from the Cherrybrook River was insufficient, and a second supply was channeled from the River Dart.
This building was for incorporating the gunpowder, turning the blended mixture into a single substance. It was one of the most dangerous parts of the process. The architecture of this building and others on site like it reflect the risky nature of the business. They have thick walls, especially near the base, to contain any blasts. There would have also been lightweight tin roofs, so that if there was an explosion, the force would have been pushed upwards, away from the workers and other buildings.
Unfortunately, these precautions didn't always work, and there were fires and explosions that caused injuries and even deaths. One man died and 3 were badly injured in 1851, and another 2 were badly injured in early 1857, and a further 2 men were killed in December of the same year. There were also charges brought against the owners of the powder mills by H.M. Inspector of Explosives in 1884. The Tavistock Gazette reported that the charges were for exposed ironwork, dirty buildings, unswept floors which could lead to build-up of gunpowder and risks of explosion, and poorly maintained buildings. They were found guilty on several charges and fined a total of £14.
One of the later phases of production was to break the cake to allow the grain to be sorted into various sizes. The task was carried out by hand using wooden mallets. The stone block within this building was used as a flat surface for this task. There are 2 large chimneys built on site for a variety of reasons, including the making of the charcoal for the use in the gunpowder, but also the drying element of production, one of the final stages.
We don't know much about the workers who risked their lives to make the gunpowder, but we do know around 100 people worked here at the height of the mill. It's thought some travelled in and others lived locally. There are several rows of workers' cottages to the south of the site, so some people lived fairly close. At the end of the 19th century, dynamite was taking over from gunpowder as a more reliable, safe and controllable way to mine and quarry for stone. In 1897, the Powdermills factory shut down. Several buildings were used during the Second World War as an encampment, but most were left to fall into ruin.
This amazingly well-preserved site in a fabulous location gives us a glimpse into an important part of our industrial past. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope to see you soon.